Hey everybody, welcome back to Restaurant Food Fast. Today's episode is going to be really quick and easy. Football season, want to do stuff for sitting around watching a football game. So what I did was took the time to poach off some chicken breasts. I'm going to show you how to make a real quick, this is a quick way to make a chicken salad, or you can make a spread, a dip for crackers or chips, or whatever you want. Just depends what ingredients you use and how loose you make it. So basically what I did was I took some skinless, boneless chicken breasts and I poached them off in a pan with a lot of seasoning. So if you can take a look and see this one, I have one left, but I put in hot sauce. You can make whatever seasonings you want. I basically use salt, pepper, Cajun seasonings, a little bit of hot sauce, and water, and that's it. And I just poached them for quite a long time. If you can see, they're cooked down pretty well. And I'll show you how real easy it is to disassemble them. I take 2 forks. If you're making a chicken salad, just chop them, or however the consistency you want, the texture you're looking for. Cut them that way. If I'm making more of a dip, then I just use the 2 forks and shred them. And once they're cooked, all you do is just take tiny little bits, and you can see it comes right off real easy, and it shreds them down. If you want longer pieces, like those are shorter ones, if you want them longer, shred them from the side, and you can see how it gets longer strings of it. Just depends on what you want. There's a ton of recipes out there for different types of dips and things of that nature. You can take any of those, and a lot of them call for canned products. You'll see a lot of them for like deviled ham, stuff like that, where you just take the canned product and throw it in a bowl with some mayonnaise and whatever other seasonings. You can do the same thing with I don't want to say a real product, but it is a real product. You take a real piece of chicken, cook it however you like, and that starts your flavor. So I started this pretty salty, pretty spicy, because it's going to be added with the cream cheese and mayonnaise, and I don't want it to be too weak. You know, I don't want chicken salad. I want something with more oomph to it. So you can see I've done a couple up here already. For ease of use, when I poach these off, I cut them in half, horizontal, like I normally do. It just makes the cooking so much easier, much faster. And the other thing I want to do is I want to take the fond from the bottom of this, which is all the flavors from cooking that. And if you've got the taste you want, why throw it away? Because if you look, this is all concentrated flavor from cooking off that chicken. Just remember, if you burn it, don't do this. You don't have to. I mean, it's just the degree of seasoning you're going to be adding to it. And this just, if you use what you've started with, it just adds a whole lot more flavor to your product when you're done. So we're talking about recipes today, and what I think we're going to start doing is we're going to try and make something a little focused for each of the games coming up. So we may start that one next week, depending on who the Steelers are playing that week. We'll make something for the opposing team. So we're going to see how that works. See if we can put something together that'll complement the football games that are going on. All right, I'm going to fire in some cream cheese. How much? Don't know. It's all on consistency. It's how you want it to be. If you want it to be thick, thin, you just put more or less in depending on your taste. Now, sour cream would be a really good thing to use. I don't think I have any, so I'm not using it. I'm being attacked. that's pretty much it. When you mix it up, get it to the consistency you like. If you want it thinner, you can actually add milk to it, which it'll make it more like a dip. Sour cream will actually make it more like a dip also. And it just all depends on how thick or thin you want this product to be. So I think with the consistency that I have here, I am going to check in my fridge and see what other kind of products I have. Because there's another trick you can do that'll add a lot of flavor, and it'll also thin out the product real well. So this is real heavy right now. If you can see, it's like a chicken salad, which would be a great chicken salad. Just depends if that's what you want or not. Let me slide this out of the way. Ranch dressing. Staple in most people's houses. Just so happens we buy it by the gallon because my wife is a ranch dressing fiend. The consistency will thin out, and it'll continue to thin out until you get it to exactly where you want it. Now this is not a recipe until now. I've never made this before. I've never seen it before. I was in the mood for a certain taste and certain texture. And that's the nice thing about cooking, is you can take whatever it is that you are in the mood for, and once you know the spice combinations and the textures, just make it. So let's see. Yeah. Clean fork. Very good. I want it thinner. I'm trying to think of what to put in it to make it thinner. Back to the half and half adds fat. Does it look like I'm worried about fat? Now, stir it slowly once you put in something that's that liquidy. If not, you'll have splash bits everywhere like I normally do. Now at this point, if you wanted to make this a real, extend it a lot, make it a real dip, at this consistency that I've got right here, this is where I would add about a pint of sour cream. And there you go, you're done. It makes the perfect dip. That's pretty much it. That's the consistency kind of that I'm looking for. I might add a little more, I think I'm going to add a little more cream cheese to it. The basic difference, I think, when I think of the difference between like a dip and a chicken salad, is the chicken salad will be the mayonnaise product. When you start going into dips, you're going to start using sour products. You're going to start putting in the cream cheese. You're going to start putting in the sour cream. It changes a little bit. It gives you that tang that you usually associate with some sort of spread or dip. But that is pretty much it. And this is what I'm trying to get everybody who watches. This is the point I want you to get to. Figure out what it is you want to taste. What flavor do you want? What texture do you want? What product is it? And get to the point where you are able to, you don't have to look up the recipe. You just say, okay, I want something, I want comfort food. What kind of comfort food? Spicy comfort food. Make it. What is it? Okay, you figure out what are your basic comfort foods and how are you going to make it. That's all. You don't need a recipe to do it. If you know the taste profiles and the texture profiles, you're pretty much done. That's all there is to it. And that's pretty much it. That's going to be exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's it. It's done. I don't know how else to describe it. Figure out what you want to eat. Take the products you have at hand and make it. You know how to do it. If you've watched any of the series, we've shown you how to do all the cooking methods. We've shown you a ton of different flavor profiles, consistencies, textures. Put it together and do it. You cannot do it wrong. You cannot make a mistake. Like I say, this is, you just wing it. We don't have a recipe yet. You're going to end up making things that you don't like, but it's a learning experience. It's not a mistake. It's how you're going to progress in cooking. And just for fun, I'm going to show you how to do a real quick way to make like crostinis, if you don't have the product to do it. So to serve this, if you don't have anything to serve it with, plain old white bread. If it's stale, it doesn't work as well. If you need to put it in a mite to get it moist, do so. All you do is take the plain old white bread, squish it so it's flattened, cut the crust off it, and put it in the oven under the broiler. That's it. So if you take these, now would I do this in a restaurant? Only in a pinch. So there, now you've got your flattened piece of normal everyday white bread. What do you want it to be? Do you want it to be big pieces? Okay, great. You want it to be smaller? There. Take this, brush olive oil on it, a little bit of garlic, whatever seasonings you want. Throw it into the broiler for a few seconds. It's all over. It tastes just like something you would buy at a store. I'll do these up real fast just to show you that I'm not lying to you. Because basically all you want that for, it's a medium for the dip you're putting it on. So there's no sense in having to go out and spend a ton of money on it. If you have good Italian bread, good French bread, take that same thing. You don't have to flatten it. You can keep it the way it is, bruschetta type stuff. And you season it and broil it, that's all. You just got to watch. When you broil something, you're putting it under the highest setting that your oven has. Can't let it go away. So you take these. And this is one of the things that gets people too when they're not familiar with cooking. And you can walk into their kitchen and turn out something that they don't think they have. They don't think they have it on here. They do. They just don't know shortcuts and quick ways to do it. Now, you know what? Use the other one. A little bit of olive oil here. If I could get it on the pieces, I'd be a happy camper. I don't want to drench this, I just kind of want to drizzle some olive oil over it. It's going to aid the browning, it's going to give a nice flavor. Okay, then what I do is just kind of spread it out a little bit. So it's a little bit on all of it. And that's good enough. We'll do my favorite roasted garlic and sea salt. Do traditional little bit of chives. As you can see, most of this isn't even getting on the croustades. You're not real worried about it. You just want a couple. These aren't built for presentation. If we were doing this for a restaurant, of course, I would have real pieces from an Italian loaf. We started this off with white bread. So. In a broiler, keep an eye on it. Broiler will take your product from crispy to black in a matter of seconds. So you have a little bit of leeway at the start. As it gets the product up to heat, you're fine. You have a couple minutes. Once it gets to that part, that's when the process starts really quickly. Like I say, it'll go from being, okay, it's starting to get golden to burnt right now. That's pretty much it. Hot. Now, there's another trick. If you want to do this correctly, if you're going to spend the time and the effort to do this, don't do what I just did. When you put these on a flat pan, the bottoms don't get crunchy, but the tops do. So unless you're looking for that consistency, you want to put them on a grate or rack of some sort. A broiling pan works fine as long as air can get underneath it. So that's pretty much it. You take plain old white bread, smash it flat, put some seasoning on it, throw it in a broiler, it's fine. Tastes like basically garlic bread. But once you crisp these off, both sides, you never realize it's white bread. So there's a quick fix if you don't have anything else and you're in the mood for this. So basically you take one of these, take some of these on a plate. They're good the way they are. But if you take that and you add a little bit of this, you can get real fancy and, you know, have some. If you get real fancy and you put fresh herbs over top of this, you're not going to be doing this with white bread. If you're going to go that far, you're going to go out and actually cut some Italian bread on the bias. Do the same seasonings. You don't have to squish it though. I squish this so it changes the texture and it kind of hides what it is. So you don't expect that to come out of a kitchen where you don't have all that product. And there you go. Real easy. The only thing I would do, top chives again. If I had fresh chives, I'd put it on top, or dill. Just a little bit of green, put on top of it, make it look pretty. There you go. Quick, really quick chicken dip or chicken salad type recipe. That's pretty much it, guys. It's simple. Figure out what you want to taste, what you want the texture to be, and make it. You don't need to search for recipes for it. Only time I look for recipes anymore is when I'm looking for a very specific thing that I've never cooked before. I want a taste. I want a particular dish I've had. Then I'll go look up a recipe. Other than that, once you've done so many recipes, you have that knowledge. Just have at it. So that's pretty much it for today. Really appreciate everybody out there still sticking by us, and I guess we're giving you something you're looking for. I know I say that every week because I'm astounded. Remember, you can get hold of us at restaurantfoodfast@gmail.com, or you can go to, what is it?
Wordy World.
wardyworld.com, and that's where we have all the recipes posted, and a blog. You can put any of your feedback that you would like right there. So that's pretty much it. Until next time, go out there and cook something fun. Cook something you want to taste. Have a good one.